I turned Airbus UK, a small team in the Welsh second division, from a semi-professional side with almost no money, and gave them a Saudi front-end owner. This is coming off the type of challenges where I give a club $1 billion and see what they spend. Hopefully this way they should actually spend some of the money because the owner of the club wants to spend the money and is not just a non-league owner who's going to run off with the money. So we are already a few months into this challenge, and let's just say it's not going great. They're in 11th out of 15th, which is not ideal. The players are not on that much money. This is per year right here, so none of these are really full-time wages. They're technically listed as full-time, but this is not professional type contracts. No one's got a transfer value. They still haven't brought anyone in. They have a net positive transfer balance. So hopefully with time, they'll actually have some ability to do stuff. But right now, not yet. So maybe let's go to the end of next year. Here we go. First in the Welsh League North. Oh, nope. That's just the start of season. So that last season we were in, they picked it up and they ended up coming in second, which is quite good. I'm happy for them there. That's decent. And they were close. They could have gotten promoted. The next season, they also came in second, this time coming 1 point off promotion. And this season, hopefully they'll get promoted. Looking at their transfers, they still have a net positive transfer balance, so I don't really know what's going on. They did do a loan for £400. Are any of these players, okay, £34,000, we're moving up in the world. We're moving up in the world. Still, this is just a renewed contract with someone still not really spending the money as much as I'd like them to. They did just have a coach leave, so hopefully it was the coach's fault. You know, let's go with that. It's the coach's fault. New coach, new season. Everything will be fine. They'll spend the money. Let's see. Let's go another year in the future. Hope they've got some stuff sorted out. Because right now, it's looking pretty grim. All right, here we go. So last season, they did manage to win. And by a decent amount, 6 points. Let's see. Did they spend the money? No, they did not spend the money. £0. Still free transfers. To be fair, most of this league is free transfers. And they did manage to get promoted. They do have some players with some actual value now, so we'll take that. And their salaries are slowly creeping up. They do have a new coach in, and he won the league first time. Did they spend heavy on this coach? Let's find out. History. He came from Haverfordwest. So they did sign a manager from the Premier League. So that is actually a big deal. Premier League in Wales, not the Premier League in the UK. So that is actually helpful. But let's see how they do in their first year. With the amount of money they have, they should have no problem bringing in some players and winning it all. But, you know, sometimes these challenges are hard to predict. Let's take a look. Sixth place. Not terrible. They did come in above this fold, so their second half of the season would be playing with the top teams, but still no European qualification. I really want them to get into the European spots. That's the dream for this season. If they do that, they'll have set out to do whatever I want them to do. They did spend some money this season. This is the first time we've seen them actually do a fee on this guy, Reese. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that guy's last name. He came in from Dover in the National League South. That seems like it may have been a worthy deal. He was playing in the National League North the previous season, and he was doing quite well there. So this guy is honestly not a terrible signing. He came through Cardiff's youth system. This may be punching above their weight a little bit. Meanwhile, this signing definitely not punching above their weight. He was playing in the Northern Premier Division 1 East, so this is definitely a move up for this guy. And he's only made 4 appearances, so that's a strange use of money, but they definitely have the money. If you want to look at their finances, they are incredibly strong still. They've got millions in the bank. They've got £1.5 million of transfer budget, and a massive wage budget, none of which they're spending. So let's go another year in the future, and let's see if they manage to do it. You know, we're going to go more than 1 year in the future. We are going all the way to 2033. We're going to load, and hopefully they've made some progress by now. If they haven't, it'll just be another time of clubs getting money and wasting it. Second place, third place, second place, fourth place, second place, fourth place, and that's where we last saw them. But I'm very pleased with this. Ever since that last year, they've been hitting European qualifiers every single season. That's what you need to become a sustainable team like TNS, which is probably their main competitor right now. Let's take a look at some of their players. Their salary spend has actually gone down, which is a little bit disappointing. Oh, I see a big transfer in there, but that's out, not in, so I don't really know. But in, not a whole lot of spend. think we passed the highest spend player was Reese. And as we know, he was good, but he's not excellent. And he's retired, apparently, and he wasn't that old when they bought him, so he clearly wasn't that great. Who did they manage to sell? Ryan Austin. The very next year, they sold for $170K. That would be huge for a club like this, except for the fact that they already had tons of money. And he went to TNS after playing for them, actually. And now he's actually moved up to League 2. Good for him. That's a big move. So yeah, TNS, as you see, perfectly willing to spend that money. How have they done in qualifiers? Let's take a look. So it looks like they get knocked out. They got knocked out of qualifiers this season in the filter by Just International. So this season they got knocked out. Last season they got knocked out second round. Last season season before, first round, second round, first round, second round, first round, first round, and never before. So they're definitely not making it through, but they are reaching the qualifiers, which for a team that was in the second division when we gave them this money, is doing decently. They've made their way up and they're battling. So let's go to the end and see if they can dethrone TNS and try to dominate the Welsh League. All right, we are going to September of the last year I did this, so we should be at the start of their season. We are here in 2046, and we see they're currently sitting in second, right behind TNS. They're like, oh, they won last year. All right, this is big. And they won actually by a lot, 92-76. So the year before, they came in second. Was this their first year? Nope, they've been alternating back and forth for a while now. That's great. Their period of dominance might be coming to an end. Yeah, for the last few seasons, they've been right up there in first or second place. Let's take a look. Have they made any actual international games? Let's take a look, because I see the Champions Cup and the Euro Cup in there, which is big news. Playoff second leg, so they made it out. So when they won, they made it into Champions League qualifying. Then they made it into Europa League qualifying, and this puts them into, actually solidly into the Conference League this year. That's big. They're in Conference League Group B. They're fully there. They're not making it out of this group, but it's great that they're there. Previous year, they only made it to the Conference League qualifiers, but as you can see, they've been pretty consistently, every time they win the league, they're making it through those qualifiers and they're making it into the Conference League group stages. I see that as a win. This is exactly what we wanted them to do. I think that's probably as good as I could have expected them. Wow, this is a big match. I can't really blame them for losing some of these games, but I'm very happy that they managed to get there. Here we go again. Jeez, they've got some bad luck on these draws. But yeah, they've definitely been making it. I think that's really as good as you can get in the Welsh leagues. What I'm interested in is, have they built a new stadium? They did build a new stadium. Still pretty small, but they did build one. Highest paid player, there we go. I see some money being spent, £124,000 per year. Dan Davies, worth £170,000. They bought him for $120,000 from a League 2 team, and he came there willingly. Probably to play in the Conference League, let's be honest. But he's doing well there. All right, this is real progress. They are spending money. Here we go. This is where the spend comes in. They sold another player for big bucks, and now they're actually spending money. So you can see starting, it looks like this 2037 season, they really started to spend. Bought in Matthew Jones. It's their big signing. So they are actually spending money here. Again, and they're selling people on to League 1 teams. This is good. So I can confidently say that they're stable. They look stable. They're actually selling more than they're losing most years. Head coaches, Wayne Jones has been there for 23 years. That's the guy who came in after they failed to get promoted a few times. He got them promoted, and he's knocked TNS off their podium. That's really impressive. And he's been there forever. I don't see why he'd have to leave. He's on a lot of money, actually. That's maybe too much. But he's doing well. What I want to look at is, oh, wow. So in 2024, the chairman we gave them actually left. And it actually was a new consortium chairman that managed to get them promoted all those times. So I wonder if they still have that same level of funding that they used to. They do not. They have no extra funding. So it turns out what they really didn't need was a new owner to come in. What they really needed was just a little bit of a boost to get them back up where they, I guess, should have been all along, making it into the Conference League, and that solidified them. So I guess that's the real moral of this, is that some of these owners that come in with tons of money can't always make the best happen, and the club just needs to do its thing. It's a pretty good message, I think, and it's better than some of the other series we've had. So thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.